Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome back to Eldritch Horror, Nephren-Ka, Turn 5. Okay, where is everyone? Well, our first player is actually going to be Harvey. And Harvey's up here in Alexandria. He'll be followed by Samson, who's down here in Rome. Then we'll have Joe Diamond, and Joe Diamond's way over here in Cairo. And then we have Monterey Jack, who is down here in Cape Town. Just a couple of things. Last episode, when I did some trading, apparently I'm not allowed to trade between three people even though they're on the same space. To me, that seems like a bit of overkill, but c'est la vie. It's the rule. I can't say I'm too enamoured of it. I think they're getting a bit carried away there with trying to stop you getting some sort of advantage. But what I've done is the people who actually traded therefore were just Hank and Harvey. So we didn't involve Joe, which means he couldn't trade his Colt pocket. So he's got his Colt pocket back, and the trade that took place was Henry Wilcox for the 45 Colt revolver. So Harvey's got the 45 Colt revolver and Hank has got Henry Wilcox. So there we are. Rule obeyed, even though it's a stupid one. Right. Was there anything else? I don't think so. Some talk about the actual dart pack thing. I am going to go through with it. I think it'll just spice the game up a bit. Let's go for it, man. But I would say to anybody watching looking for tips, don't take them. You have to have a really, really good reason to take them. My reasons, the shining trapezohedron isn't bad, and we got a clue as well, so perhaps that was merited. What I'm going to do with Hank, you're really on the, we're really pushing it to get a dart packed, but let's go with it and see where we get to. Hopefully I won't roll any ones during the Mythos phase when we get a reckoning. Right, okay, so let's get on with the action phase. And here we are with Harvey. So what's he going to do first? Well, first he's going to do a local action because he wants to get rid of this debt. So local action, which is test influence. If we pass, we can discard the card. Let's put it there. So he's got an influence of 2. So that's 2 blessed dice. I've remembered he's blessed this turn. And he doesn't manage it. Damn it. Right, so he keeps the debt condition. It was a good chance that. He was blessed, so it was worth a go. It was just crap rolling. Right, next he is going to use, as an action, he's actually going to use the shining trapezohedron. Choose one monster on any space and roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard that monster. On a 1 to 4, we move the monster to the space. So what we're going to choose, we're not going to choose a star spawn because that's a bit tough. There's not much use in getting the goat spawn. The cultist is a bit of a pussy anyway, and we can get it some other turn using this, using the trapezohedron. So we're going to get rid of the star spawn, hopefully. So that leaves the deep one or the leng spider. We're going to drag. We're going to pick the leng spider, and hopefully we'll get a 5 or 6 and just get rid of it. But it's not too bad to take on if we don't get rid of it. A 2. So all we do is drag it to our space, which I thought might happen. But that's okay, because as you'll see when we go along, I think actually Half can take it out. He's got quite a good will, so as long as he passes the will test, he can actually have a go at the strength test. And we'll have another backup, as you'll see shortly. So that's Harvey's go. Unfortunately, not as good as we hoped. I hoped to get rid of the debt condition and that leng spider just straight off, but unfortunately we didn't manage it. Okay, our next player is Hank Samson, and he's at Rome. Here's Hank at Rome. There's not a great deal he can do because we're not going to move anywhere. So that means he can't test influence for assets, for example, because, well, there's a monster there. He's also got his component action, but that would mean we discard the goat spawn, and we wouldn't then get the opportunity to take a dark pact. So we're not going to do that either. So that doesn't leave us with many options. His first option, though, is to get a focus. We can get a focus. Always useful to have a potential reroll. So there's a focus. They won't let you trade between 3 people, but they bring focuses in, which give you free rerolls. But enough of that. What else? We have, yes, and the one other thing he's going to do is he's going to get himself a train ticket. You never know when it might come in, so he'll put that with his ship ticket rather than him having a dead go, as it were. Because he can't rest, so he can't get rid of his hallucination condition until he actually kills this thing. So that is it for Hank. Next up is Joe Diamond, and here's Joe at Cairo. What's he going to do? Well, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to use this free move that we've got, and he's going to meet with Harvey in Alexandria. As I said, we've got a little bit of backup for this Leng spider, should Harv not be able to deal with it. Okay. Right. So, his first action, what's Joe going to do? Well, he's going to trade. And what we're going to trade are, Joe is going to give Harvey the Wither spell, which will beef Harvey up. So that's cool for taking on the Leng spider. Next, Harvey is going to pass over the shining trapezohedron. So he's already used it, but Joe's not going to use it, yeah? So we couldn't use it twice in a round. Now I haven't looked it up, but I'm telling everybody now that if you're not allowed to trade something after you've used it, I'm not having it. It's just, that's just ridiculous. It doesn't disappear. It's still in Harvey's pocket. He's just handing it over. There may be certain circumstances with certain items where it wouldn't make sense to be able to trade it after you'd used it, but in this case it's just a diamond. It'll still be with him. He can hand it over. However, I don't agree that Joe can now use it, you know, sort of use it twice. So probably can, actually. You know, I can't see why not, but he's not going to anyway. We've got something else he wants to do. He's going to get this item. It's better for him to pull monsters towards himself than it is for Harvey. He's a bit more tooled up than Harvey is. So after doing that, trade action, he's got 1 action left, and he's going to do exactly the same as what Harvey did. And he's going to try a local action to test influence and try and discard the card. Right, so his influence is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he passes, he gets a 6. So Joe gets rid of his deck condition, and that's fabulous. So well done, Joe. And that is now, oh no, we've got Monterey Jack. So let's get across to Cape Town. And here we are with Monterey Jack. Cape Town obviously is a city, so what you can do is you can get a ship ticket as it's got ship lanes going to it. So he's picking up his ship ticket, and for his second action he's going to travel to Space 11. Then he is going to spend his ship ticket, and he's popping across to Buenos Aires, where the expedition is, and this ghoul. And that is now the end of the action phase. Next up, the encounter phase. And we're back here with Harvey and the Leng spider. So let's try and get rid of it. So first of all, he's got to make a will test. So he's got to pass the will test. He only has to get 1 dice to pass the will test. It does have 2 brains on there. So if he only passes with 1 die, he will lose a sanity. But that still counts as passing. So first things first, we definitely need to make sure that we get at least 1 success. So his will is 3, so we're going to have 3 blessed dice. And we get 2 successes. Fantastic. So he doesn't even lose a sanity. What's he going to do next? He is going to... Obviously he's going to test strength. -1. So what's he got? Well, he's got the Colt 45, he's got hired muscle, and he's got wither. So let's have a look at wither to start off with. When resolving a combat encounter, you may test law. If you pass, gain +3 during that encounter. Or, in fact, no we won't. That's just rolling a load of dice. We've got one, we can have 1 round where we can use the Colt 45. That'll give +3 anyway. So we don't get +1 from the ally because we're getting +3 from the Colt, but we do get a re-roll. So that's 3 plus his strength, which is 2. That's 5. 5 blessed dice, and we will have a re-roll. Four successes, 1 an absolute star, and those would have been successes without blessed dice. Goodbye, Mr. Leng Spider. He goes back in the bag. Right, so we've got rid of him. That's good news. Okay, what's next? Right, well, he can now have an encounter in Alexandria. So let's have a look at the deck and see what we get. Alexandria. You receive an invitation to a banquet. On the back you find arcane writing. Gain 1 glamour spell. Woo! So let's do that. Right, here's the deck. So just go through from the back till we get glamour spell. Feed the mind's a ritual. Incantation, instill bravery, flesh ward, healing words. Astral travel, he says, dropping it. Well, that's our first one. Let me pick it up again and we can have a read of it. So, astral travel. Even looks like Harvey, except the sideburns aren't impressive. Glamour. When you perform a travel action, you may spend 1 sanity to move 1 additional space along any path. And on a reckoning, we test law and flip the card. Well, that's okay. It gives him a bit of extra travel, which might be useful in this Egypt board, because to be honest, I'm looking to get him down to the Nile River at some point to try and close that gate and take on what's left of the monsters there. So not a bad spell. Not a bad spell at all. Right, so let's just shuffle the spell deck a little. Then you had to look through a few. Right, there we go. So, was there anything else on here? So we've got the spell. You may gain a haunted condition to accept the invitation and dine with the dead in the catacombs. If you gain the condition, you receive their gifts. Gain 1 tome unique asset. We're not going to go mad. I've took a Dark Pact. I'm going to take another Dark Pact in a minute. I'm not going to go zany. So we're not going to do that. I'm not going to go completely hat stand and start accepting everything left, right and centre. So we'll... the glamour spell we've just got is fine. Okay, next up is Hank Samson. Let's get to Rome. And here we are with Hank. Right, so first of all, he's obviously got to fight the goat spawn. So he's got his sledgehammer, which is +2. He's got 4 strength, so that makes 6, -2 for the goat spawn. So he's going to get 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Hank. 2 successes. Yes! Reason why we only needed 1, but if he gets 2 successes, he doesn't lose any stamina. So that's funky. So we've killed that. Let's put it back in the bag. Put the stand back over here. Coolness. Right. What's next? Right. Oh, tell you what's next. What's next is we get rid of that star spawn. So that goes in the bag. And we take a dart pact. So, give it a quick shuffle. Quick cut. Right, so the first thing got funding, no. Agreement, no. Agreement, no. Agreement, no. Dart pact. That's our fella. So he's got that now. But we have got rid of that horrible star spawn, which is cool. Righty ho. Done that. Now, he's got to try and shut this gate. So we'll keep those 6s. They're happy. Leave them in there just in case we need them. And what we've got to do is we have got to get the gate deck. Right. Let's see where we're going to be going. Is that the right way up? Yes, it is. We're going to the Great Hall of Celiano. The book, oh, this is bad news, books and Hank. The book you are reading describes complex rituals in very abstract terms. You do your best to comprehend the dense material. Test law. Oh no. Right, he's got a law of 1. The only good thing in our favour is the fact that, yeah, we have Henry Wilcox. And Henry is, you and the other investigators on your space roll 1 additional die when resolving tests during otherworld encounters. So he's going to get another die. Going to get 2. Not brilliant, but it's better than just rolling 1. So he's got 2 die. Let's roll these 2 6s that we got before. Come on. Oh, 2 3s. But he's got a focus. So we're going to have another go. He's got 1 more roll with his focus. 2 3s. Crap. Right, let's file another one out. This one will do. Come on, a success. Oh, no. A 4. So we've failed. Rubbish rolling from Hank. So we go to the fail condition. The opaque descriptions twist your mind with horrid imagery. Gain a hallucinations condition. In your unsteady... Oh, we can't, can we? He's already got a hallucinations condition. I think you cannot get the same condition twice. Hang on, I'm just going to check that. I won't be a second. Yeah, thought so. Page 4 of the reference guide. Let's look up here. An investigator cannot have multiple copies of the same condition. If he would gain a condition that he already has a copy of, he does not gain another copy of that condition. Ha ha! Woohoo! So he doesn't get a hallucination condition. So let's go back to this. In your unsteady state, you are overcome by vertigo as you descend the stairs to leave. You must focus to keep your footing. Test will. Well, he's still got Henry Wilcox, so he'll get an extra die. His will's 3, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Harvey. And he passes. Cool. So he doesn't close the gate, which is annoying. But at least he's got rid of the goat spawn, the star spawn, and unfortunately not the gate. And we could have done with getting rid of that gate as well. We're coming up to a red... We'll be at a red sunburst soon enough. It's only 2 away, so we could have done with getting rid of that one and then getting rid. Where's the other one? There's another one somewhere. Sahara Desert. So could have done with getting rid of one. Still, never mind. Right, there we go. Okay, so that's it for Harvey. So next up, it's back to Egypt and Joe Diamond. And here's Joe in Alexandria. So let's get the Egypt deck. See if he can get himself a spell. Alexandria. You find magical glyphs marking the streets. Gain 1 glamour spell. Woohoo! Same again. This is the worst deck in the world to shuffle. But we'll have to do it after we find this glamour spell. Poison Mist, no. Azure Flame, that is one. Glamour. Each 6 you roll when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter counts as 2 successes. God! Joe, you're a beast! Cool. So, that is very welcome. What with the shining trapezohedron, he's kicking ass. That's cool. Right. Now to shuffle this ridiculous deck. Stupid amount of cards, FFG. That'll have to do because I got bored. What's the rest? So he's gained a glamour spell. You search the city to remove these marks, which is observation -1. Cool. His observation's 5. He's got a private investigator. So he gets 4 dice. And he gets 2 successes. Woohoo! So what does that mean? It just means something bad doesn't happen. If you pass, you prevent an outbreak. Gain 1 boon condition. Yes! Blessed, blessed, blessed. Come on. Basically, I should have every investigator in bloody Alexandria. It's cool. Right, and he is blessed. That is fabulous news. Brilliant. Right, put that up on his player area. Fantastic. We're cooking with gas. Rid of that. Brilliant stuff from the 2 boys. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, God. Let's check. I've made a balls up, I'm gonna... Oh no. Okay, I skipped past Harvey and it's out of sequence, but I'm doing it. He's going to spend his clue. I just forgot, yeah? So he is going to do it. We're still in the encounter phase, so I'm moving it back. Okay. So, if I was out of phase, like if we got to the Mythos phase, then I wouldn't roll it back. But he would have done it, it's just me forgetting about it. So he is actually going to get ambushed by a cultist. It doesn't matter as far as Joe's concerned. Because it's an ambush, the cultist goes away. So Joe would still be able to do his encounter. So doesn't affect that. Right, ambushed by a cultist. So that means cultist, he needs to do a will test. His will's 3 and he's blessed. Gets 2 successes, that's fine. Then he's got to do a law test. And it's law -1. He's still blessed. And it's just his law, which is 3, so he's going to get 2 dice. Wither wouldn't help, it's just law, so... And he gets 2 successes. So we get another Eldritch token. So that's 2 on the mystery. We need another 2, but he does lose his clue. Again, apologies for that. I should have done it in sequence after he'd had his encounter, but I've done it now. Well, I'm trying to put that back in. That goes in the discard box. Right, cool. Okay, now we can go over to Joe's just gone, hasn't he? So it's actually Monterey. So let's get over to Buenos Aires. And here's Monty. And obviously the first thing he's going to do is he's going to have to take this ghoul on. So let's have a look at this ghoul. All right, we get +1 on the will. So horror check is his will +1, which is 3. And he's got to get 1 success. And he gets 2 successes, so that's cool. We've passed that check. Then we've got the strength test, no modifier, so it's his strength. Needs to get 2 successes to avoid getting a hit, but only 1 success to kill it. He has got his bullwhip, which is a reroll, and he's going to use his enchanted blade. Oh, he had +1 will from the enchanted blade that I forgot, but he passed, so that doesn't matter. So he's got +3 strength, plus a reroll. His strength's 4 anyway, so that's 7. 7 dice plus a reroll. Whoop, one's flew out. Oh, ow! Just punch the camera. Look at that load of rubbish. He loses 1 stamina. So he's down to 6 stamina, but he killed the ghoul. God, what a load of rubbish. That is pathetic. Hey, you have to brush up on your fencing skills. But at least we get rid of the ghoul. That's the important thing. Right, cool. So now we can have an expedition encounter. Oh, get rid of that. That was Hank's load of rubbish trying to close the gate. Put that back. Right, so it's going to have an expedition encounter. So here's the expedition deck with the Buenos Aires on the front there. So let's have a read. You travel to a collection of towering wooden statues left by the Mapuche. Resolve the pass effect to disturb the chamomile and dig up the ground, or resolve the fail effect to leave an offering for the dead. Right, dig up the ground, got to be a strength test. He's got a strength of 4. Leaving an offering for the dead is probably law, and he's got 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the digging up. The large statues attack you. Test strength. I love it when I get it right. So I think we just test strength. I think. Yeah, I don't think it tests. I don't think it counts as. No, it's not a combat encounter. So a bit wary of rolling these now. Oh, he's got 2 focus. So he's going to use his first focus. Yes. Panicked a bit there. But he's using 1 focus. He's got 1 left. He's past that. Right. If you pass, you reduce them to splinters and find treasure buried in the ground. Gain 1 magical artifact. Woohoo! Artifacts, artifacts. Here they are. Joe out of the way, he's in the way. Right, so here we are. So we've got to find a magical artifact. Top. That's just a tome. Sword of Yahatala. Magical. Does say magical, doesn't it? Yeah, it just says a magical artifact. So he's got a sword and he's tooled up. So he'll have to hand over his enchanted blade, I think. Yeah, because this is better, because if he kills a monster he gets a clue, and he also gains +2 on the will check. So it's better than his enchanted blade. We'll have to hand that off at some point. But cool. Well done, Monty. Right, let's find out where the next one's going. And, oh, it's going to Rome, where our good friend Hank is, who is not rolling very well at all. I'm not that bothered he's got a bloody... I'm not particularly bothered that he's got a dark pack condition. He's going to have to G up his rolling. Right, so that goes there. Pull this back. Righty ho. So that's it. That's the end of the encounter phase. Next up is the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are for the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's get straight into it. Ooh, let's get the deck. See what laughs we've got. Well, first laugh is we have got a reckoning card. So Doom Trap movement, go from Green Omen to Blue Constellation. We've got one Blue Constellation gate at the Nile River, so Doom goes down to 8. Good start. Now Reckoning Frenzy. So first up, let's just check the card. Monsters. Right, so Cultist. That's got, oh, I keep forgetting it's not on my back. It's on Nephren-Ka's sheet. An investigator on this space or an adjacent space loses 1 health or 1 sanity. Gah! Curses. So that's Hank. He's got 3 of each, so he'll pop some stamina in. He should be. He's got a. There's no monster on here, so he'll be able to get it back in. He'll be able to rest next turn. So we want 2 back. There we go. Right there. Right, so that's that sorted. Nobody else is near enough. Deep one. We've got a deep one at the Nile River, but loses 1 sanity if they're on the same space. Nobody's on the Nile River, we're fine. So that's them sorted. Back to Nephren-Ka. He's the ancient one. Each investigator may move 1 space towards the bent pyramid. Then each investigator that did not move loses 1 sanity. Yep, we've had this before. Ooh. So Harvey, and they're at Alexandria. So what they're going to do is both Harvey and Joe are just going to move to the pyramids, because that counts as 1 space. Because it's a free action, it doesn't really affect us because we can just move back into Alexandria. So let's put them there just so we know that we've moved them to the pyramids. So that's them 2 sorted out. Hank, I don't want Hank to move because he would have to spend an action to get back. Hank's not going to move. He's going to lose the 1 sanity. Yeah, that's fine because he is going to rest next turn and he'll get his sanity back and the stamina back. So that's okay. Yeah. So put that in. Put his 3 in, and we'll get 2 out. So not been a very good turn for Hank at all, and it's probably get worse because we've got the reckoning. Right, done that. Mythos cards, we've got no ongoing Mythos cards, that's fine. Possessions and conditions. So first up is Harv, and Harv's got a few. But the important one is the Dark Pact. We may as well do that first. If he dies, then then it saves a lot of rolling on all the other stuff. He'll do his if he gets away with the Dark Pact, then we'll do his blessing last, because he can use his blessed dice for the others. So roll 1 die. A 5. Good lad. Whew. Dark Pact. In your face. Boop, 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 boop. Dodge the bullet. Well done, Harv. Right. So, debt condition. So, some men have come to collect the debt. Walking into the alley, you hear the distinct ticking of a watch. An intruder dressed in fine black suit stands in the shadows. He tells you that he'll help you in exchange for an undefined favour. You may gain a Dark Pact condition. I get away with that, don't I? You can't get another condition. I get away with that, and I don't even have to put the doom down by 1. I might put the doom down by 1 if somebody comes and tells me that you can't do that. But it's a condition. It says the word condition. And we just read in the rules that you can't get another condition of the same type. So I'm not taking that. Now, you may be able to say, well, if you didn't take it, even if you couldn't take it, the doom should go. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. But I'll flip that on its head. If somebody comes back and says, well, you didn't have to do that, I will move that doom back. You can't get a second Dark Pact condition. So there we go. I have took the doom off because I have a feeling I have to take the doom off. But if somebody comes back to me and say, no, actually, that's just one of those things, like, I shall happily take it back and put it back to 8. But I think I've got to do that. But we get to discard this. So he hasn't got a debt anymore. Cool. Right. Okay. Astral travel. Got to test law. So he's blessed still, because we haven't rolled for that yet. And he's got 3 dice. And he passes all 3. Yes. Let's hope for funkiness. Resolve the effects based on your test result. Evading pursuit and escaping restraints is a trivial exercise. Discard a detained condition or 1 pursuit condition. Well, I didn't have any, so cool. Yeah, nothing. Keeps the spell. Funky. Woohoo! Right, final. Let's take one of these 6s and we shall roll for his blessed condition. A 5, he keeps that as well. Well, you're obviously getting all the rolls that Hank doesn't get, Harvey. Let's pick this up. I can pick his card up. Right, so he remains blessed. Blessed and Dark Pacted at the same time. So we've done Harv. Next we have Hank. So same with Hank. We've got Dark Pact, we've got hallucinations. We may as well do the Dark Pact first. So we roll a single die. Come on, Hank. A 4. Of course you weren't going to get killed, Hank. You're lucky for your par. Put that back. Coolness. Right. But he's still got to do his hallucination condition, which is test will. That's 3 dice. Oh, it passes that as well. Woo! Right, so that's hallucinations dealt with for another turn. Hopefully he'll be able to get rid of that as well. He has got to rest. We've got no monsters on his space, so hopefully he'll get rid of that, and all he'll have to contend with for the rest of the game is some horrendous Dark Pact. Unless, of course, we get that Sanctuary card in here. Right, so that's that. Oh, I've just seen something horrendous. I've just seen something horrendous on the Mythos card. Well, we'll come to that when we come to it. Right, so that's him done. Next is Joe Diamond. Well, I think all he's got is a glamour spell. Oh no, Father Maluzzo. No, it doesn't matter because he's already blessed now, isn't he? So what we'll do is we'll check his blessed first, because if he fails it, we'll still have a chance with Father Maluzzo to get it back. So we'll do blessed, then we'll do Father Maluzzo. No, We'll do Azure Flame first, because then we're guaranteed to be blessed. Then we'll do Blessed, then we'll do Father Maluzzo. Right. So, test law. His law is 4. Does he get anything else? No, it's just a test. He don't get any spell stuff, does he? I don't think he does. It's not a glamour, you don't actually cast it. You've always got it. So I don't think he gets any spell bonuses for this. So he will just get 4 blessed dice. Whew, 1 success. It's not going to be good, is it? But at least we should keep it. 1. The flames infect your mind, burning your memories away. Lose 1 sanity unless you gain 1 madness condition. Sod that, he's losing a sanity. So put that back, keeps that, and he goes down to 4 sanity. Woohoo! Now we can roll for his blessed. Let's take that 4, which was a success. It's a happy one. A 2. Whew. So he keeps his blessing. Doesn't really matter about Father Maluzzo now, but we shall do it. Roll 1 die. On a 4, 5 or 6 gain a blessed condition. Oh, is this something that happens if you get 2 blessed conditions? There might be, actually. That's just... He did get another blessed condition. So I'll just check that blessing card. I think something funky might happen. If I remember. If you would gain another blessed condition, flip this card instead. Blessed luck. Your luck has been nothing but a blessing as of late. And you decide to cash in a bit of your good fortune for a small fortune of your own. Gain a funding condition. Woohoo! Yay! It's Joe Diamond. What a star. Funding condition. Right, well, it's nice to go to this deck and not pull out a Dark Pact or an agreement. Dark Pacts. No. Funding. Let's have a read of it. You may discard this card in place of gaining a deck condition, or to discard a deck condition. If you are on a city space, you may flip this card during a reckoning. Woohoo! Unfortunately, you can't trade conditions. It'd have been nice to give that to somebody else, but no, that'd be cool. Perhaps do an influence test next turn. Okay, right. Oh, I think that is it for Joe. Yep, that's it for Joe. And I don't think, no, Monterey Jack doesn't have anything. So that is the nice and quick reckoning phase over. Let's get back to this gate. We're getting too many gates, man. Right. The pyramids. Well, that's not too bad. We've got 2 people on the pyramids. We'll probably have to close this. Right. The bad thing is we're just not closing enough gates because of Hank not pulling his weight. So let's get this baby on. Well, we've got that there. Right, Pyramids has got a gate on it. Monster. Come on. Occultist, no less. Ugh. Another one that we can't kill to put a bloody Eldritch marker on. But pop it on the pyramids. At least it's a fairly easy monster, especially for these chaps. So somebody's going to have to stay, I think, to deal with it, and perhaps go into the pyramids gate, especially as we've got... Yeah, we're going to have to do something. Probably have to put 2 investigators into gates this turn. Do it that way, and Joe can try and get himself a... Yeah, he can use the tome, get himself a clue, that sort of stuff. Right, okay. So that's the gate. And now the bad thing that I've noticed before. An article on the back page of the newspaper catches your attention. An unexplained attack on a remote outpost left no survivors. You've read about 2 other similar attacks happening in the same region. You can see that the forgotten corners of the globe are growing more dangerous. Ancient Guardians spawn 2 monsters on the active expedition space. Oh! Which, yeah, that's the bad thing. You know, Mr. Oh, he'll be able to have a rest. He can't have a rest now because he's going to get 2 monsters on that space. So he's in real trouble. But you know what? He might stay around. Just go for it. If he dies, he dies. Because he's not rolling very well. So incentive for you there, Hank. The Hound of Tindalos. Brilliant. Oh, we've got Hound of Tindalos, which you'll have to fight anyway, pretty much. And what's the next one? Bloody hell, not another goat spawn again. Right. The goat spawn comes back. Oh, curses. Well, I think we're going to lose this game. I think we are going to lose this game. We're just going to... Rome's a bit busy. Rome is a bit busy. I'll sort that out a bit better. Right, okay. So some definite thinking about what we're going to do next turn is going to be required. It was quite a good turn. Hank let us down again, second turn in a row. But other than that, we had quite a good turn. And then the Mythos face come along, and even that went pretty well. Apart from it's just this game, isn't it? It's always going to beat you down, no matter how good a turn you think you've had. So grimness. Right, anyway, I'll go and upload this. Anybody who's watching, by all means, you can turn off now. When I come back, I'll just be quickly going over the turn, perhaps putting out a few ideas out there about what I'm going to do next turn. Nothing majorly exciting. If you're into the strategic stuff, stick around. If you're not bothered, then by all means, feel free to log off now. And thank you for watching. Everyone else, I'll see you shortly. Hello everyone, welcome back to the turn review. Just a couple of things that are cocked up that I noticed. I put a few things on, a few captions. First one is Hank's at 3 stamina. When I came to take his stamina off, he just had a 3. One of these had fell down there. So just found that when I came back to do this, so I've updated the. I've gone and put a caption on. he did have 4. He lost 1 during the Mythos phase, so he's down to 3 and 2 sanity, obviously. Right, okie dokie. The other thing was good old Monterey faced off against the ghoul. And what happened, he had 2 focus at that time, and he only got 1 success, only needed 1 success, so I didn't use the focus. But what I didn't see was if you lose an actual health off a ghoul, you gain a paranoia condition. So what I'm going to do is, he did use 1 focus to help him out on the expedition encounter, but he has got 1 left. So he's just going to have a quick roll, see if he can get another success. If he can get another success, then he doesn't get a paranoia condition. So I'll just roll that now. He may as well try and spend it. Nobody wants a paranoia condition. A 2, so he just loses that, and he does get his paranoia condition. Oh, there's another thing I forgot as well. Hang on. I'll just use the clues in a minute. So he's got a paranoia condition. So and he'd have had this at the Mythos phase. So as soon as I pull it out, we'll do the reckoning. Right. Amnesia. Hunger. Hallucinations. Hunger. Amnesia. Paranoia. So that's his paranoia condition. Bloody 7 dice. And he couldn't get 2 successes. Right, so now he's got to test will. If he fails, he's got to flip the card. So this is for the reckoning. His will is 2. And I think that's it, because it's a reckoning. I don't think... no, he wouldn't get the enchanted blade anyway. So he's only got 2 dice. But 2 6s, what a star. So he doesn't have to flip the card, but it is a condition that we could do without. Let's get rid of that. So he's got a paranoia condition. Okay, so that's Monty sorted out. The other thing you have to do for Hank is Henry Wilcox. If you did not close that gate, gain 1 clue. So he does get a clue. So let's pick one out. Not looking. That one. So he's got a clue as well. Which slightly makes up for the fact that he's rolling like a goon and he hasn't closed. That's a couple of gates he hasn't closed now. Well, or the second one he hasn't closed twice. Something like that. Right. So I think we're right now. What happened last turn? Well, it was a pretty good turn. Harvey did well. He lured the leng spider, managed to kill the leng spider, so that's something else that's off the Nile River gate. He had a really good encounter, got himself astral travel as a spell. Also we had a trade, so he got Wither, and he managed to survive his Dark Pact, and he's still blessed, and he got rid of his debt condition. So pretty funky for Harvey. Hank is a massive disappointment lately. Needs to buck his ideas up. Yeah, he killed the goat spawn, barely. Then he managed to get the Dark Pact, so he did get rid of the star spawn, but it was appalling, shutting the gate. Didn't manage to close it. He did get a clue though, that I nearly forgot about, but we've put it back there. And what else did he do? Well, he managed not to get devoured on his Dark Pact. Saved his hallucination, so at least he's done that. He's got himself an extra train ticket and stuff, but he won't be able to rest next turn because we've got those 2 horrible monsters that have appeared. So that's a bit of a blow, to be honest. So, but we might just keep him there anyway, just to kill him. Oh, one thing I forgot about Harvey was Harvey, of course, did, out of sequence, but he did spend his clue to get a cultist to ambush him, and we've got a second Eldritch token on the mystery, but we need another 2. Joe Diamond did really well. Came from Cairo to Alexandria. They did that trade I talked about, gave Wither to Harvey, and he took over the shining trapezohedron. So that's pretty cool. What else happened? Yeah, he had a good encounter. Had an excellent encounter, got Azure Flame, and he also ended up getting a funding condition through Father Maluzzo because he got a second sort of blessing. That was good. He got rid of his debt condition in the action phase, and basically he did pretty well. So that was pretty good from him. So good stuff. I think that's pretty much everything he did. Monterey Jack. Monterey did very well. Apart from that ghoul bit there, he's got a paranoia condition, 7 dice, and he still muffed it. But apart from the paranoia condition, he got rid of the ghoul. He also got the Sword of Yahatala, which would be pretty good. So that enchanted blade can hand that off to somebody if he gets a chance. That's pretty cool. And then all of them moved because of the reckoning of Nephren-Ka. So for example, like Monty's gone up to the Bermuda Triangle. The 2 other guys, Harvey and Joe, they're now at the pyramids, and Hank spent 1 of his sanity, went down to 2. to stay at Rome. Although, thinking about it now, yeah, I had to do it in order, didn't I? Because we didn't get to that bit with... if I knew those monsters were going to appear, I would have let him be dragged to the pyramids, to be honest. But, yeah, we've got to do it in order. I can't backtrack that now. Next turn, what are we going to do? Well, Harvey. Well, Harvey's a bit of a beast now. He's not too bad for kicking stuff. So let's get him shut in a gate, I think. The gates that are going to shut next turn are the Sahara. Sorry, that are going to put take Doom off, are the Sahara and Rome. So, should I send him to Rome? Should I send him to Rome? He's blessed. He's got Wither. I'll either send him to Rome or I shall send him to the Sahara Desert. One of the two. And he will attempt to close a gate. So one of those red sunburst gates he will close. The Sahara Desert's got nobody on it. No monster, so he may go there. Yeah, let's send him there. Hank can stay where he is and battle the monsters and try and close that gate. Why not? I don't think he'll manage to do it, but you know, let's go. Let's have a go. Joe, I think, will stay in Alexandria again. It's good for him to get spells if he can, and he can always put one of his spells on a sealing the old ones if it's rubbish. So that's pretty good. In fact, no, we need him on the we do need him on the Egypt board, because what he needs to do is he needs to use that ancient tome and get a clue. So yeah, otherwise we could send him to Rome to deal with all these bloody monsters. So but we need him to stay where he is. He's got to use the ancient tome, get a clue for the encounter phase, and he can test influence. Let's try and get something really nice like the treasure hunter or the urban guide out of the reserve. He's got a funding condition, so that essentially gives him 2 successes, because you can use that instead of a debt condition, instead of getting a debt condition. So it's almost as if he's got 2 successes. He's got another 4 dice. He's blessed. You know, he could get 6. So let's see what we can get. And then he could get something like Ward Evil along with the treasure hunter or the urban guide. So he'll try and do that. Ancient tome, then influence test. Monterey. Well, he's now at the Bermuda Triangle. He could get to the pyramids, I suppose. No, he couldn't. No, he couldn't. He'd be stuck at space 10. So let's move him to Arkham. Or do we move him back to Buenos Aires? Well, it's Arkham of Buenos Aires, really, isn't it? Let's move him to Arkham and ready to go to London. We'll probably have to spawn more clues at one point anyway. So, one move to Arkham. And then what can he do? He can rest and try and get this paranoia. Can we get rid of it? Yeah, you can get rid of it on a rest. So he'll rest. He can get and he can get some stamina and his sanity back and try and get rid of that paranoia. Yes, I think that's what we shall do with him. So there we go. Just quickly recap. Harvey Walters. Let's get him to the Sahara Desert. He can try and shut that gate. We need to shut a gate. He can also... Can he test influence or something before he goes? He can get a focus or something. So, yeah, he can get a focus and then he can go to the Sahara Desert and try and shut that gate. Hank Samson's going to stay where he is and try and kill those monsters and try and close the gate. Hopefully his luck will turn around. Joe's staying where he is. He's going to try and test influence, and he'll also read the ancient tome. Get himself a clue, ready for getting a cultist to ambush him after the encounter phase. Monterey Jack will move to Arkham, and then he will rest and try and get rid of his paranoia condition. Right, okie dokie. Well, thanks very much for watching turn 5 of Eldritch Horror. I think this is going to be a long turn due to there being a lot of combat and messing around and a reckoning. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for all your subscriptions and all your comments and all the views and all the suggestions and rules chats and whatever and what have you. Again, if I've done anything wrong or whatever, miscalculated, took too many stuff up, please tell me, and I'll do my best to fix it for the next episode. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.